healing class. So take up a standing posture. So Wednesday's class can be done in a standing or a sitting or lying down, but we always start with about 10-15 minutes of gentle warm-up exercises. If you can manage those, that's great. If you can't, then we'll start the meditation section, the healing section, in about 10 minutes. And if you're watching the video, you could just fast forward to that. So we take up our standard Qigong standing posture, which is a nice, generous, wide shoulder width stance, not hip width, wider than your hips, shoulder width stance. So we step out into a wide stance, bend the knees, let the tailbone sink down to the ground as if you're sitting down on a Qi chair. When your tailbone goes down, the top of the head lifts up. We try and get a nice long straight spine. And then we try and bring all of our attention deep inside our belly, deep inside what's called lower dantian, the lower energy field behind your belly button. So we're going to turn from this area. But the first thing we say is draw mind back. So just imagine taking your mind and drawing it down into your belly, the whole outside world kind of absorbed inside you, and just bring yourself here into the center of your belly in this present moment. And then we just begin by gently looking back over one shoulder and just seeing how the back feels, stretching easily into that turn. And then try the other side. Do that a couple of times, just to listen to your spine, listen to your hips, listen to your shoulder, listen to your neck. See if there's anything particularly uncomfortable there that you can try and work around. And then we just relax and let go. Turning gently, letting the arms curl around the body, letting the hands tap onto the side of the body. So the first bit just lets us see if there's anything in our spine or our hips or neck that we should be worried about. And you can always limit the turn a little bit. You can make it a very small exercise, hardly turning at all if you need to. But if you can turn, just let the spine gently open up. Let the hands tap firmly onto the liver and onto the spleen and pancreas. Let the back of the hands slap gently onto the kidneys, around the back. We're just stimulating all of these organs. Just relax your shoulders, relax your elbows, relax your wrists. The hands curl around and gently tap onto the body. You can feel the spine softly turning. You can feel the hips gently moving. You can even feel your knees and ankles gently moving. So this is a full body workout. We'll do the neck in a few moments, but let's just stick with the body for the time being. Just getting the spine going, getting the shoulders, elbows, wrists going, tapping on these internal organs, getting the Qi flowing. So this is the last edition of the 6 sounds. So we're going to focus much more onto the emotions of the organs today. So we've been working with the sounds and how they sound and which part of the body they work on and so forth. But in Chinese medicine, there's this idea that there are major organs in the body, 5 of them, that match with the 5 seasons, the 5 colors, the 5 tastes. 5 seasons, yes, there's an extra little one called late summer, and the color is yellow, so this is why we're in yellow today. But yeah, so the 5 organs of the body, being the heart, the lungs, spleen, pancreas gets rolled into one organ, liver, and kidneys. And each of those is said to house a spirit. So very sort of traditional Chinese old-fashioned thinking, as it were, that each of the organs has its own spirit that governs it, like an emperor or a governor, and that each of those spirits has their own proclivity, let's say, their own kind of tendency. And so we find that there are sort of both positive and negative emotions attached to each of those organs. And so just as an example, we're tapping on our liver. If we think about liver, the liver is all about anger. And how do we make that connection in daily life? we think about people who drink too much, getting cross, and then, fighting outside a pub. And if we sort of see the bad tempers of drunken people who can shout at each other and rage, and we think that, liver is the thing that is toxified by too much alcohol, and that the net result is too much application of alcohol can make you angry. There's also another little sort of example of that as well, which is that when somebody gets cross, we see their face flush red. They get very red cheeks when they get cross. So you see their anger boiling up inside, and you can literally see their face turn color. And of course, their liver is all about the blood. And so we see that the blood rising in someone is connected to liver, and that's generally about anger. And so, the liver is seen as being the home of anger. And we'll go through each of the organs. But the idea is that the sounds we do, the sounds we make, ameliorate the worst effects of those emotions. And so when you work with the anger of the liver and you use the liver sound, as it were, then you're actually releasing anger from your liver, and that's going to make life better. It's going to make you much more calm. And so just as a final point about emotions, liver is a very good one for ladies, because ladies tend to hold on to a lot of repressed anger. And so in Chinese medicine, there's an old adage that says, ladies, look after your liver, gentlemen, look after your kidneys. So liver is a good place for ladies to work. And this is a particularly good exercise because we're tapping the liver and its counterpart, the spleen. So it's a really good exercise just for tapping on the liver and getting liver qi flowing in the body amongst all the other qi. But yeah, repressed anger. So liver gets connected with gallbladder. And in the English language, we have this phrase where we say, oh, she had the gall to say to me that, such and such. And we actually use the word gall as in gallbladder, in our figure of speech there, talking about someone who had a lot of gall, which is a partner of anger, I suppose. And it's something that's likely to make you angry when somebody has the gall to say something to you. And then the final part of that story is that also the liver and gallbladder are very much attached to the lymph system. And so, as we know, the lymph system runs up under our arms, amongst many other places. And that's often where we find breast cancer stories. And so not the only thing, but one of the main things that we find is that breast cancer is connected to deeply held anger. And so that's why one of the main adages are, ladies, look after your liver. Gentlemen, look after your kidneys is a different story. Kidneys are the sort of building block of a man's kind of sexuality, a man's, everybody's energy, but in particular, that sort of aspect. And in order for men to keep themselves young, as it were, they should work with their kidneys. And of course, in older men, we see there are prostate problems that come in, which are to do with the sexual organs, effectively, but also urinary problems. I suppose prostate and urinary problems are all kind of rolled up into one, aren't they? But there's very much that aspect for men, that kidneys are the thing that runs down. And so grey hair, losing teeth, brittle bones, things like that, are kidney sort of stories. And so, along with all the urinary and sexual function things, men should look after their kidneys. Okay, let's slow this exercise down. We haven't really done the neck. So just stretch your neck out a few times. Look back over your shoulder with your neck. Open up and open up. Stretch out and stretch out. And then let the whole thing slow, 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 and stop. Gather the chi, lift chi up. or chi down. Deep into the belly. Lift and gather. And gently pull. Lift and gather. And gently pull. Another aspect to this that's just occurred to me is that I think that men are terrible at keeping themselves hydrated. I think women are much better at drinking water than men are. That's what a strange idea. I have to force myself. But anyway, let's do some forward and back bends. So lift your hands up into the blue sky. And of course, water and kidneys is what I was making the point. Stretch up into the blue sky. Let's do some back bends. So just let your hips and knees gently drift forwards and softly lean backwards and up. Gently leaning back. Stretch up. Gently back. Stretch up. Gently back. Good. Hands up in the blue sky. Now we do our forward bends. We don't press our arms against our ears. We keep space between the arms and ears, but we do coordinate the arms and ears. So gently coordinating over. Head, arms and ears. Move into the upper back. Move into the middle back. Move into the lower back. Let the body hang and relax. Back of the neck is soft and relaxed. Tummy is tucked in. Okay, so sink softly down towards your toes. And then release, in line with the roots of your toes. And release, towards the insteps. And release, back towards the heels. Good. Just let the body hang and relax. Okay, so to get ourselves standing upright, we point the tailbone up behind. We push the tailbone towards the front of the body. We gently roll the spine up. We bring up the head, the arms, and the ears, and we slowly come up. Stretch up, stretch up. Let's do the back bends again. Knees and hips forward. You lean back and up. Back and up. Back and up. Back. Stretch up into the blue sky. Arms and ears tip over. Upper back, middle back, and lower back. Sink down. Relax the body down. Let the neck hang down. Let the tummy be tucked in. Just softly down. Stretch down towards your toes. And release. In line with the roots of your toes. And release. In line with the insteps. And release. Back towards the heels. Great. Body just hangs and relaxes. Tailbone lifts up behind. Tailbone pushes to the front. Spine rolls up. Head, arms, and ears gently roll up. Stretch up, stretch up. Blue sky chi. Knees and hips drift forward. You can softly lean back and up. Back and up. Back. Stretch up. Back. Hands up in the blue sky. Now, if you can, lock the knees straight and do this forward bend. That's great. If not, don't worry. Keep your knees bent. But try and keep your legs straight as we take over just the neck and the arms. And then try and keep the legs straight as we roll down into a forward bend with the neck totally relaxed. Don't lift your head up. Really soften your neck down. See if you can keep the legs straight. That gives you an extra stretch on the back of the legs. And then sink gently down towards the toes. And release. In line with the roots of the toes. And release. In line with the insteps. And release. Head back toward the heels. Okay, let the body hang and relax. Lift the tailbone up behind. Push tailbone to the front. Roll spine up. Head, arms, and ears lift up. Stretch up, blue sky chi. Knees and hips drift forward. You lean back and up. Back. Stretch up. Back and up. Back. Good. Stretch up into the blue sky. Last time for this exercise. So try and keep the legs straight if you can. Coordinate the arms and ears to bend over the neck. And then roll into the upper back. Roll into the middle back. Gently roll to the lower back. Just allowing the body to hang and relax here, keeping the legs as straight as you can. Okay, let's head down towards the toes and just gently hold that stretch for a moment and release. In line with the roots of our toes, gently hold that stretch for a moment and release. Toward the insteps, getting deeper each time, hold and release. And final time, back to the heels, deep, deep bend. Hold and release. Let the body hang and relax. Just gently lift the tailbone up behind. Push the tailbone towards the front of the body. Roll the spine up. Bring up the head and the arms and the ears. Stretch up, stretch up. Blue sky, chi. Knees and hips drift forward. You can softly lean back and up, back. Stretch up, back. Stretch up, back. Hands up in the blue sky. Nice long stretch. Just release the hands down the side of the body. They just drift down. Settling the chi as the hands come down. The chi moves down inside the body. And then let's gather chi. Lift chi up. And then just pour the chi down through your body. So this sensation is the idea of moving the energy from your head, drawing the energy deep into your chest, moving the energy deep into your belly where it all gathers and stores. And then we release the hands and the chi just naturally flows in the legs. Lift up and pour down. Draw down. Move the chi down. Focus the chi deep into your belly. And release and relax. Once more. And pour. Very good. Okay, so we've just got one final little exercise to do before we start our meditation. Just breathe and lift up your right hand. Stretch up. As you exhale, head across to the left-hand side. Let the whole right side of the body arc open. Breathe in, lift your right hand up. Exhale, swap your hands over. Breathe in, lift your left hand up. And head across to the right. So you can feel the whole left side of the body arcing open from your heel to your middle finger. Breathe in, lift the left hand up. Exhale, swap hands over. Breathe in, stretch your right hand up. Head across to the left and feel the whole right side of the body stretching open. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, swap over. Breathe in, lift up. Open up the left side of the body. Okay, one more for each side. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, swap over. Breathe in, lift up. Head across to the left, opening the right side of the body. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, swap over. Breathe in, lift up. Head across to the right side, opening the left of your body. Very good. Lift both hands up into the blue sky. And then let your hands gently drift down. Nice and relaxed, nice and easy. Sinking and settling. Good. Last gathering. So we lift the hands up. Pour the chi down. So the implication is that if your chi has got wobbled, if your chi has got into your head, if your chi is kind of out of place, this brings it all back to the belly. So let's just lift a ball of chi up and imagine pouring it down through our bodies, moving any excess chi from the head, moving any excess chi from the chest, storing it all back into the center of the body, and then connecting down into the earth. One more time, lift and gather. And gently pour. Draw the chi down. Focus the chi deep into the belly. Very good. Okay. Let's just gather one more time and put our hands on our belly. So we lift up and then we pour down and we bring everything deep into the center of ourselves, core of the body. Hold chi here for a few moments. Let the whole body relax. Soften into your knees. Gently draw your tailbone toward the front. Feel the lower back straighten. Gently draw your chin to the back. Feel the spine at the neck straighten. Sit down. Conversely, between the legs, we have an acupuncture point called Hoi-Yin. Just gently lift Hoi-Yin up. Gently lift Bai Hui up on top of the head. So there's a kind of a center column of qi lifting upwards while the rest of your body kind of relaxes down around the center column. Whole body relaxes. And that lets your mind gently expand. So we feel our connection. Feet into the earth, head into the heavens. But it's much more than that. Expanding out into the blue sky in front, behind, left and right. Opening out in 1,000 directions. Feeling our ability to dissolve into the chi field around us. Feeling our deep, intimate connection to nature. We take up this humble stance to gain inner peace. There's really no difference between the inside and the outside. The left logical side of our brain tells us we're separate. But as soon as we can let the mind calm and quieten, allow no distracting thoughts, the left logical side of the brain goes offline and we can find our way out into the chi field. We can let our body realize that it's one with everything and always has been. Scan gently through your body. Scan, search. If there's anywhere that needs chi, allow the chi to flood there. From the universe, draw back healing chi into every cell of your body. Feel this deep connection with the universe. When we do this, it connects us as a class. I connect with you, you connect with me. We connect together. We connect out into all the classes across the globe. We connect out to Dr. Pang, all the teachers. We become one in the chi field. We merge and harmonize in the chi field. To Tian Che Di Chin Song Yi Chang Wai Ji Ne Ji Xin Chang Mao Yin Bo Chi Shen Zhu Tai Kong Shen Yi Jiao Ti Zhou Shen Rong Rong Zhou Shen Rong Rong Whole body relaxes into the chi field. We become one with the chi field. Gently move the weight softly forward to your toes and breathe in through your nose. Gently shift the weight back to your heels and let the breath go out through your mouth. When the weight goes forward to the toes and we breathe in, we activate what's called the fire path. Then we shift the weight back to the heels and breathe out. This is the water path. So just by this very simple moving forward to the toes and breathing through the nose, and then moving to the heels and gently breathing out through the mouth, we're stimulating the major kind of balancing flows in the body. An easy, simple way to do it. We can make it a little bit more exaggerated, a little bit more powerful. When we go forward to the toes and breathe in, we can just lift this acupuncture point between the legs called 𝐸𝐸. And then when we go back to the heels and breathe out, we can just soften between the legs. So this acupuncture point, 𝐸𝐸, between the genitalia and the anus, is often referred to in yoga as mula bandha. It's a kind of lifting and tightening around the anal muscles, that sort of area. And so when we breathe in, we gently tighten between the legs, breathe in through the nose. And when we soften back to our heels, we let the whole body soften. We let 𝐸𝐸 soften down. We breathe out through our mouths. When we breathe in through the nose, we take in bright white healing chi. When we breathe out through the mouth, we release toxins, all the chi from the body that's no longer needed. So it's a very simple exercise that doesn't actually require any of the rest of this 6 organ sounds to make it an effective and useful thing to use. It's very good, but yeah, it's very nice to add the extra healing sounds to it. So there are 6 healing sounds, 5 for 5 organs, and 1 extra sound, which is for the triple burners, which basically is this entire kind of like capsule of your body, the main part of your body. And the 6th sound is seen as sort of bringing everything, the 5 organs inside, together into one part. So because it is late summer that we're doing this exercise, I'm going to start with the spleen, which is the late summer organ. The spleen has a sound like the very English pronunciation of the word who, W-H-O. We have this sort of breathy out. Just take up the hand posture if you can. Just take your hands and entwine them. So we interlace the fingers, push the palms down, take the hands up above the head, and then lean across to your left hand side. And so the spleen and pancreas live under your left rib. By going to the left hand side, we're just compressing this area while we make the sound. So we have the hands above the head, we gently compress, and then we're going to shift the weight softly forward to the toes, lift 𝐸𝐸, breathe in through the nose. Gently move back to the heels and we say, softly forward to the toes, gentle breath in, lifting 𝐸𝐸, back to the heels, gentle breath out. Gently forward to the toes, lift 𝐸𝐸, breathe in, soften towards the back and relax 𝐸𝐸. Gently bring the hands back down slowly. Release the hands and just let them hang by your sides, and then bring your hands up onto your spleen and gently rub. Okay, so we're talking about the emotions today. What are the emotions about the spleen? Well, the spleen is seen as being the worry organ. So if you're someone who finds yourself worrying a lot, then it's probably something to do with spleen. You may also find that you're someone who has a sugar habit. So that goes hand in hand, the two things. The spleen is all about processing sweetness in our body. Sometimes if we are someone who worries an awful lot, we find it comforting to eat sweet treats. And so we might worry an awful lot and think, oh gosh, I don't know what's going to happen to the children. I don't know what's happening about this, that, and the other. And then you think, oh, I'll have a cup of coffee and a piece of cake just to relax. So there's this kind of put 3 sugars into the coffee. So there's this kind of correlation between sweetness and the spleen and worry. There's another aspect to it as well, which is trust. And I think you can see how the two of those come about, because if you don't trust the world around you, you're likely to worry about what goes on in it. And so the question is, can you trust people appropriately? So there's also the other side of the coin, which is trusting people too much. Invite everybody. Oh, yes, anybody can come. Yes, help yourself. This kind of very trusting person who can then also be taken for a fool, can have their money easily taken from them, whatever it might be, because they're too trusting. And being too trusting and not trusting at all are two sides of the same coin. And so, can you trust appropriately? Are you able to say to some people, no, not you, and other people, yes, you? Or is the whole story about nobody? I don't trust anybody. Nobody's coming close. I'm always worried that they're going to rip me off. Okay, so we see how worry and trust are all built up in this spleen on the left-hand side, underneath your ribs, spleen and pancreas. So we can massage this area to see if we can calm our worry down. So we'll do another 6 times through the spleen sounds. And this time, when we breathe out, we're thinking about letting go of all worry and stress and tension like that, trust issues from the body. So I think that stress is in a lot of our organs. It's a sort of evenly distributed across all sorts of things, but certainly there's definite elements of stress within the spleen. Okay, so let's entwine our fingers, push the palms downwards, and then push the palms forwards and up above the head. Lean to the left-hand side of the body, gently forward to the toes. Lift 𝐸𝐤 as you breathe in through your nose. Gently to the heels, relax 𝐸𝐤. Releasing worry, releasing trust issues. Forward to the toes, breathe in, lift up. Back to the heels, relax everything. Forward to the toes, lift up, breathe in. Back to the heels, relax and let go of toxicity. Got 3 more to do. Try and keep the hand posture if you can. Forwards, lift up, breathe in. Backwards, relax. Forwards, lift up, breathe in. Backwards, relax. Last one. Forwards, backwards. Gently draw the hands down. Release and relax the hands. Shake out the hands. Rub the spleen for a few moments more. Okay, so when we move from late summer, which ends around about 21st September, we move on to autumn. And autumn is our lung season. The color is white. And so we imagine breathing in beautiful white light to fill up our lungs, to cleanse our lungs. You can imagine the lungs as being these dark caves, but now we've got this white light shining inside like phosphorus. Is that what magnesium, if you remember from science lessons. Magnesiums are a bright white light burning inside your lungs, cleaning everything inside. And as we let go, what are we letting go of? The lungs come with some of the heaviest emotions of all. Our poor lungs are filled up with sadness, sorrow, shame, guilt, and grief. Wow, sadness, sorrow, shame, guilt, grief. A lot to be holding in our lungs. So the reason that we say the tone hissing S through the teeth is that makes the lungs vibrate inside. So we want to really get this vibration going up. We place our hands just above the lungs, so the palms are sitting kind of just over the lungs, and then we have the middle fingers just kind of pointing in towards the ears. So this is the lung posture, and by doing this, we've activated the lung channel as well. And so all of this is kind of geared to making the lungs work. So we're going to get rid of all sadness, shame, sorrow, guilt, grief. Let's just shift the weight forwards onto the toes. Lift hui yin, breathe in through the nose. Go back to the heels and we say S. Imagine all this toxicity in the lungs clearing like a grey cloud, leaving your lungs. Forward to the toes, lift up, breathe in. Back to the heels, relax. Forward to the toes, lift up, breathe in. Backwards to the heels, relax, breathe out. Forwards, lift up, breathe in. Backwards, soften down. Forwards to the toes, lift up, you almost stand up, breathe in. Back to the heels, relax, everything sits down. Forwards, stand up, lift hui yin, breathe in. Back, relax hui yin down, sit down. Two more. Forwards, lift up, stand up, breathe in. Backwards, sit down, relax hui yin. Forwards, breathe white light into your lungs. And backwards, release grey toxins. You can just put your fingertips or your knuckles onto your lungs. Just rub gently into this upper area. Gentle, easy breathing. Just releasing and relaxing. Let the hands gently down by your sides. You can shake the arms out a little bit. Released all of these toxins associated with sadness, sorrow, guilt, grief, shame, all of it gone. Your lungs feel lighter, more open, more relaxed. So when we move from autumn, we shift into winter. Winter is the kidney season. The color for the season is deep blue. So when you imagine filling your kidneys up, you can imagine filling up with deep blue, black, aubergine, velvety black colors, things like that. Those sort of very, very cool, solid, calming kind of colors that are associated with your kidney. Okay, so the kidney posture is a different one. We're going to use the kidney sound, which is chewy. So it's actually the pinyin is written CHUI, but it actually is almost like chew, CHEW, chom chom chom, chew, and then E afterwards. So we hit the chew quite strongly. Chewy. When you hit that chew, it makes your kidneys jump up the back. So we're going to take up the posture, which is actually bring your feet together and place your palms on your kneecaps. So when we're in this posture here, you can feel the lower back kind of poking out. Make it as round as you can. Really push back into your kidneys and then have the hands very softly on the knees. The knees are just gently bent. So please try not to put all of the weight of your upper body onto your poor little kneecaps. Just keep the weight as soft as you can. Keep the back nice and rounded with the Ming Men gait pushed out, facing backwards. And then we say, chew, chew, very strong, chew, and then E afterwards. Okay, so shift the weight softly forward to your toes, lift and tighten Hoi Yin, breathe in through your nose, shift the weight softly toward the back, relax Hoi Yin, and then spit out, weight is very gently forwards, breathing in through the nose. Shift the weight softly back to the heels, and then spit out, cough out. Weight goes easily forward to the toes. We breathe in and lift Hoi Yin. Back to the heels, that strong chew. Are you resting too much weight on your knees? Gently forward to the toes, lift Hoi Yin, breathe in and nose. Back to the heels. Two more then. Gently forward to the toes. Breathe in. Gently back to the heels. Relax down. Last time. Onto the toes. Breathe through the nose. Lift Hoi Yin. Gently shift towards the back. Relax Hoi Yin. Slowly come up now. Gentle breathing. Don't rush coming up. Take it nice and easy. You can take your hands round to your lower back and you can just massage your kidneys. Tap your kidneys if you wish. Very good. Take up your shoulder width posture once again. Entwine the fingers, raise them above the head, and bend across to your right hand side. So by doing this, we've compressed the liver. Okay, so we can just come down. This is the posture, then just gently take the hands down. So liver is on the right hand side. We're bending the body right to squeeze and massage the liver, and then we use the sound shoo, like the shoe on your foot, except shoo. So shoo dissipates anger. Sorry, the kidneys. I didn't even tell you about the motion of the kidneys. Sorry, what we were working with there is fear, allowing the fear from the kidneys to dissipate. And so this is why kidneys is such a kind of like a deep, fundamental thing in our lives, is because the real sort of underlying fear that everybody carries is the fear of death. We don't really ever really notice it, but in the background, there's this kind of, happy birthday, oh gosh, I'm headed that way. We all have this kind of like tiny, tiny seed of thought at the deep, deep, deep inside our mammalian brains. We have this idea that we're getting older. And so the fear of death is that the fear that underlines everything. If you think about money, if we suddenly had no money at all, then how would you survive? Where would you live? How would you eat? And that ultimately becomes the fear of death as well. So money and fear are terribly easily entangled, and they're all about our survival. And that's the most basic human instinct, isn't it? How do we survive? And so at some level, the kidneys control this fear. And if we do our chewy, it actually just helps to dissipate this fear in our bodies. Sorry. Okay. Should have mentioned that earlier. So now we'll get on to the liver. Anger. We'll mention that straight away. So we've talked about liver and anger, cleansing this anger from the liver, cleansing the anger between liver and gallbladder and into our lymph system as well. Okay, so we're bent over to the right, squeezing the liver, and then we have our hands intertwined and we've got the sort of compression there. The tone is shoo. So I wanted just to talk about this kind of standing idea. When we move forward into our toes and we breathe in and we lift Hoi Yin, the whole body seems to kind of stand up. It's a real kind of like, and then when we move back onto the heels and relax Hoi Yin, there's a real kind of softening down of the whole body. And so I'm really exaggerating it with my knees. I'm standing upright to breathe in, and I'm leaning back and softening down to breathe out. But that is the kind of sensation that's going on with this movement. So see if you can kind of find this kind of forward and backward movement, forward and stand up, backwards and kind of sit down. And the whole body then gets involved in this beautiful big breath we're taking in. And by the way, controlling your breath in this way, taking this incredible, lovely breath in, and then using the sound to let it out, slows down the heart rate, gets in control with the vagus nerve, and the whole of your nervous system relaxes when we control our breathing in this way. So it has untold effect on the body. We're not just working here on the liver. We're working on the whole respiratory system. We're working on the whole nervous system, and by implication, working on the whole endocrine system as well. And now, specifically the blood system, spleen, we were working on the digestive system, lungs, again, on the kind of breath, the kidneys, urinary system, sexual system, and the heart eventually would, of course, be the blood, but the heart is the emperor of everything as well. Get onto him in a minute. Okay, anything needs to be said. When we breathe in, we're breathing in this healing green color, which works for the liver. So you can imagine beautiful sort of spring green color filling your liver as you breathe in. When you breathe out, let go of all deep resentment, deep anger, deep jealousy, or surface anger if it's right there at the moment. Let it all go. Release, release, release. Okay. Shoo. Entwine the fingers, push the palms down. Draw the hands up above the crown of the head. Go across to the right to compress your liver. Weight is softly forward in the toes. Lift Hoi Yin. Breathe in this green color for your liver. Shift the weight softly back to the heels. Soften the whole body. Shoo. Forwards, breathe in. Backwards. Forwards, breathe green chi. Lift 𝐸𝐸, stand up. Relax back, soften 𝐸𝐸, soften the whole body. All the anger releases. Forward, stand up, breathe in. Shift to the back, soften. Forwards, breathe in. Backwards, sit and soften. 2 more. Forwards, breathe in. Gently backwards, soften down. 2. Years of deep-seated anger released from deep inside. Forwards, breathe in. Backwards, let go. 2. Straighten up, stretch up, release your hands. Nice long stretch, release the hands slowly down. Gentle, easy breathing. And then bring the hands onto the liver and give it a gentle massage. We can think of all of our anger dissipating, gone. Bring back behind it wisdom. How can you be wise when you're angry? We bring back our innate wisdom by letting go of all of our anger. Okay, hands relaxed down by the side. The final organ is the heart. Heart, love, hate. Very often when I work with students, I feel something that feels like when I physically work with students, I feel something that feels like a suit of armor, a metal door across the heart, where they've literally shut the doors and will never let anybody in again. We don't need to have these doors. We need to open. We allow love into our lives. We allow love back into our heart. When those doors are closed, your whole life is not functioning. The heart is known as the emperor. He sits there amongst all of the other spirits, if you like, in the organs, and he is the real controller of them all. So if your heart is closed, then you've locked down huge amounts of functionality, as it were. So when we open our heart, we say, ha, H-A-R-R-R. So it's nice that the word heart sounds like ha. The posture we use for it is bai hui. So bai hui is just on the top of the head, and we bring our hands together so the middle fingers just touch and they sit just above bai hui, a few centimeters above bai hui. And what we've done here is we've activated the heart channels, and bai hui connects straight down through upper dantian, deep into middle dantian. And so we have this kind of connection through here into the organs and the heart, of course. So you can let your hands down for a moment. Ha, we're building up love, we're releasing all hate. The color is bright red, unsurprisingly. So when you breathe in through your nose, you can imagine your heart glowing in a beautiful bright red color. When we say ha, we're letting go of all hatred, of all, hatred is the best word for it. Okay, and making room for love in our lives. Lift the hands up, bring the middle fingers just to point to each other, just above bai hui. Okay, so let's move the weight forwards to the toes. Lift 𝐸𝐸. Breathe in red chi through your nose. Let your heart glow red. Shift back to your heels. Relax down. Shift weight softly forward. Lift yin, breathe in through your nose. Whole body stands up. We gently move back to the heels. Forwards and breathe in. Backwards and relax down. Forwards, gently breathe in. Backwards. Forwards, breathe in. Backwards. Letting go of hatred. Opening up space for love. Forwards, fill your heart with red chi as you breathe through your nose. Gently backwards. Let go of hatred. Last time. Back and relax. You want to just lower your hands down onto your heart. Gently hold and massage your heart. Feel the ice thawing in your heart. Feel the warmth of love through your heart. I send my love to you. Heart to heart, connected deeply. Send your love to someone. Okay. Let our hands gently down by the side. So there's a final tone that brings together everything in this kind of upper portion. So we worked with the 5 organs, being our heart, being our spleen and pancreas, being our liver, being our lungs, and being our kidneys. And all of those are contained in this kind of capsule. And so there's a Chinese kind of idea of a thing called the triple burner. The first burner is the top third, second burner is the middle third, and the lower burner, lower third. And we bring all of those together, which encapsulates all of the organs with the final organ sound, which is she, S-H-E, she. And we can just have our hands on the breastbone. So when you put your hands on the breastbone, you're connecting with the middle dantian, right in the center of everything. And she tone brings everything together. So breathe in, weight forward, lift yin. Gently back to the heels, soften down. She. Forwards, gently breathing in, lifting yin. Back to the heels, relax yin, whole body settles. She. Softly forwards, gently breathing in. Gently backwards. She. This integrates everything. Forwards, breathe and lift up. Backwards. Gently forwards, lift or yin. Gently backwards. Last time. Forwards, breathe in. Backwards, relax and soften down. Bring the hands to lower dantian, just gentle, easy breathing. Okay, gentle, easy breathing. Okay, release the hands down by the sides. Let's gather some chi. Hands go into the earth, lift chi up. Gently pour chi down through your body. Draw the chi deep into your belly. Connect with your hands down through your legs into the ground. Let's do that twice more. And pull. And gather. And pull. Draw the chi deep down inside. Focus it deep into your belly. And now we gather chi itself. So we can just use a technique. Just draw the hands back past the hips. Out. Gather a huge ball in front of you. And then we're going to draw this ball back into the belly. So traditionally, it'd be left hand first for guys, right hand first for ladies. Whatever feels right for you today. Gather and hold that ball deep inside the belly. Let's do that 2 more times. Swing the hands back past the hips, out to the side. Gathering a huge ball of chi and draw it back into your belly. Imagine the chi really, really gathering, compacting, storing there. One last time. Draw the chi deep back inside. Hold it deep in the core of you. Lower dantian chi is abundant. Blood and chi flow well through your body. This vast reservoir of energy deep inside your belly. Just imagine taking this chi ball and moving it up your spine into your brain. Illuminate the whole of your brain. Illuminate the whole of your neck and your shoulders. Pour the chi down your arms to your fingertips. Illuminate the whole of your spine, your ribs, the whole of the upper torso, middle of the body, lower torso. The whole of the spine is illuminated. Down to the tailbone, the hips, the pelvis, down into the hip joints illuminated, down into the thighs, to the knee joints illuminated, down into the calves, Achilles, ankles, feet. Whole body illuminated by chi. Imagine the soles of your feet to the tips of your toes, the soles of your feet to the heels, all the way up the back surface of the body, up and over the top of the head, and down the front surface of the body. This beautiful field of chi, your Wei Qi layer, this protective shield of energy, centimeters thick, this strong field of chi protects you. It's a protective, energetic force field. And then we have our Qi body, which is a meter in front, a meter behind, a meter to the left and right, a meter above and down, below. This big bubble of Qi around you. Your Qi body, it protects you, but it also connects you to the outside world. See yourself as a being of light inside your fields of energy. Everything in your body is healthy. Everything is healthy. Blood and Qi flowing well. All functions of your body return to perfect working order. Healthy. Put a big smile on your face. Slowly open your eyes. Bring a bit of movement back into your body. Move your fingers, move your toes. Stretch if you wish to stretch. If you're going to bend, make sure you do so very carefully and come up even more slowly, because sometimes when you come up, you can feel really, really dizzy. So we come up ever so slowly. We just stretch out in whatever way the body asks us to do, just to get the body moving once again. And then we say 𝐿𝐴 together. So don't unmute yourselves or you'll suddenly star on YouTube, but I'll know you're saying 𝐿𝐴. Okay, so 𝐿𝐴 means good already. It's a kind of a stamp, a kind of like a chop in Chinese culture, the red stamp they put onto everything. Everything is good already. So I'll put my hands up in the air, we put our hands up in the air, I count 1, 2, and then we say 𝐿𝐴 to affirm that. So lift the hands up. 1, 2. 𝐿𝐴. 1, 2. 𝐿𝐴. 1, 2. 𝐿𝐴. Very good. So we make a little salute for each other. We bring the feet together. Right hand comes up, left hand goes down. We pull the fingertips together. We put the ends of the thumbs on top. It's called Hunyuan entirety hands, Dr. Pang's salute. And then, thank you very much. Really nice to see you here today. This will go up online so you can repeat it if you wish. And please share it with all of your friends. Have a lovely day. And I will see you sometime soon. Bye.